Aspirants, I'm Indumati Karthikeyan from InKar IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about 14th November current affairs, which is taken from the Delhi edition. The topic is SC puts brakes on the bulldozer culture, which is comes under the topic of GS2 government policies and interventions for developing in various sectors and also issues arising out of their design and implementation. First of all, we must know the Supreme Court criticized states for using the bulldozer to demolish homes of accused individuals and also condemning it as a display of might is right that leaves families destitute. Mainly, we must know the implication of the Supreme Court ruling on demolition. That is, the Supreme Court give the protection of the fundamental right. The ruling safeguard individual fundamental rights, particularly the right of life and property under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. The government emphasized that an accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is, demolishing a property without due process violates the constitutional guarantee of fair treatment. And also, there is an accountability of public official. Ruling holds that public official accountable for action that undermine justice and fairness. Violation of the prescribed guidelines will result in contempt charge and also personal liability for the restitution on reinforcing the responsibility of the state and other the rule of law. The third thing is the prevention of the arbitrary executive action by limiting the state's power to demolish properties. The court has curtailed arbitrary executive action that could be seen as collective punishment. The executive must now act within the bounds of natural justice and due process. How the ruling should address these issues. Addressing communal bias, the court acknowledged concern that demolition were being carried out with a communal bias by invoking Article 142 is the issue binding directives. The court seeks to curb discriminatory practice, assuring that no groups or individual is targeted based on the religion, social, sex, and other factors, and also prevention of selective targeting. The court emphasized that demolition should not be in the selective or targeted. It pointed out that if one structure is chosen, that demolition while similar structure remain untouched, it could indicate malified intent. So the Supreme Court of India given guidelines for the regulate future demolition actions. There is 15 days notice required. That is, the notice must include details of the unauthorized construction, violation and grounds for the demolition, providing the affected party an opportunity to challenge the action. And also there is a fair opportunity to contest. Occupant must be given a fair chance to contest the demolition before the designated authority. The authority must provide the recent conclusion in its final order, and also they can ensuring transparency and accountability in the decision making. There is a videography taken during the demolition. All demolition under the surveillance, and also they can take videograph lawfully and without excessive force. They can done the demolition. This act is as a safeguard against the abuse of power, and there is a penalty for the non-compliance. That is, public official who fail to comply with these guidelines will face the contempt action and prosecution with personal liability for the restitution or demolished property. There is also a guidelines for the pre-demolition phase. That is, burden of proof. Shift the burden of proof to the authorities, justify the demolition and displacement, ensuring protection of human rights, and also provide a recent notice with information about the land records and also resettlement plans to give ample time to affected individual. And also an independent committee with judicial and civil society representatives should review proposed demolition, particularly in the neighborhoods. And also they can engage affected individual in discussion about alternative housings and compensation, addressing the needs for Vulnerable groups allow a minimum of 1 month between the notice and demolition. During the demolition, there are some guidelines given by the Supreme Court, that is minimization of force, avoid the use of physical force and heavy machinery such as bulldozer, and also given another guidelines that there is a presence of official person from the government employee during the demolition to oversee a process. And also there is a scheduled timing, demolition time should be pre-decided, and also to prevent the surprise actions. There is a post demolition guidelines also available in also given by the Supreme Court of India, that is rehabilitation and resettlement. There is a rehabilitation provider adequate temporary or permanent housing solution to ensure is no one is left homeless. At the same time, there is a grievance and redressal mechanism also should be established, and also speedy grievance should be happen for the affected person. There is a remedy for the compensation, restitution, and possible return on the original homes. There is some exceptionals, that is the guideline do not apply in case of encroachment on public property on where demolition is ordered by a court, ensuring that the ruling does not interfere with lawful orders. So, what is the way forward is the strengthening oversight mechanism established the development bodies to monitor demolition action to ensure compliance with the Supreme Court guidelines, preventing misuse of the power and ensuring transparency in the process. And also, there is a comprehensive legal reforms advocates the legislative changes that reinforce the principle of due process, protecting individual from the arbitrary state actions, and also ensuring the fair treatment for all, and also particularly marginalized communities. Thank you.